Ladies and gents, welcome back. This morning we turn our attention to Jimmy McJuggernuggets. Yeah, that's right. Jimmy Dhaliwal, a.k.a. Jagmeet Singh, is the leader of the NDP party, most famously known for going after the grocery lobby. That's right. Big Grocery is ripping people off with what he calls greedflation, a new term that he's made up seemingly on the spot to go after grocery companies for price gouging in a time of high inflation, largely ignoring fuel costs and pharmaceutical companies making record profits during a time of medical interventions being fostered and forced on people in the country. Never mind that. Recently in the parliament, he had a moment where he was talking about when he becomes prime minister. He went to continue speaking, but was interrupted by roars of laughter. That's right, ladies and gents. Let's have a look at this.
Well, member for Burnaby South.
When I'm prime minister, I will keep my promises. Now, another promise. Let me try again.
Order. Order.
You gotta admit, it's pretty funny. It is funny. And why is it funny? Well, this from SpencerFernando.com. Jagmeet Singh has been Trudeau's best friend in the House of Commons. While the NDP was once a party that would sometimes take a principled position on civil liberties and other issues, Singh has turned the party into nothing more than a steady supply of votes to keep the Liberals in power. Not only has Singh propped up the Liberals and helped them pass legislation that would expand the government communications bureaucracy and reduce free speech, he has voted in favor of the carbon tax over and over again. So going back to his going after the grocery lobby. Why? When you can go after... Stop voting for the carbon tax. Save some Canadians money at the pump. And, well, just everywhere. The carbon tax, if you don't realize, actually permeates through all the entire economy because everything is shipped using energy. And when shipping prices go up, well, everything goes up. Plus, with the Liberal NDP pact protecting the Liberals from the risk of an election anytime soon, unless the Liberals choose to go earlier, Singh has also reduced the accountability in the system because the Liberals know they face little real pressure. Remember, Singh said that he wouldn't end the pact even if the Liberals were found to have wrongly invoked the Emergencies Act. Even if they broke the law, he doesn't care. He wants to stick around. He wants to stay in that position because, well, the idea that he'll be prime minister one day is just laughable. Singh had betrayed the heritage of the NDP by voting in support of invoking the act in the first place, and he keeps doing the bidding of the Trudeau Liberals. So when Singh stood in the House of Commons and talked about how he would be prime minister, his remarks were greeted with reams of laughter. You can watch the moment below, and we just did. But what else has Jimmy been up to lately? Well, here he is, Jagmeet Singh. Prime Minister Trudeau can't say he's worried about the cost of living and stand by as Canada Post gouges you. Now he's going after Canada Post. It's not Big Grocery today. No, it's Canada Post, a 40% surcharge on shipping charges. New Democrats are calling for this Canada Post tax to be scrapped before the holiday rush. Well, let's hear what he has to say.
When you send a Christmas gift through Canada Post this year, you'll pay a surcharge that's about 40%. Why did Justin Trudeau sign off on this? He says he's worried about your cost of living, but he's making it worse. When I'm prime minister, I'll never let crown corporations gouge you or your family. You're already paying too much for everything. Help me,
including the carbon tax.
send a message to Justin Trudeau. Cancel the Canada Post tax before the holiday rush.
Okay. Or send FedEx. I don't know. There are private options. definitely. We have Darshim Maharaja. Holy cow. I apologize if I brutalized your name. Where Jagmeet Singh continues to pretend that fuel surcharge, which has existed for decades at every shipping company, is a new cost imposed on customers by Canada Post, suggests that Trudeau signed off on it and calls for the fuel surcharge tax. Embarrassing. Very much embarrassing. I mean, if you wanted to cut the cost of shipping, cut the carbon tax immediately. Immediately cut the carbon tax. What else have we got here? Jagmeet Singh showing where he really cares about things. White supremacy, misogyny, and racism continue to contribute to this ongoing genocide of MMIWG2S, and we must confront it. If you're unfamiliar with that acronym, it has to do with indigenous individuals. It's too long of an acronym. You could just say Indigenous Peoples of Canada. But we have here an article of him talking about this ongoing genocide is taking place under the Liberal government. Why is he propping them up? This is the whole thing about Jagmeet Singh here. Is does he actually believe in what he's saying, or is it just a talking point? According to his own words, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh believes in a genocide is taking place in Canada. He made the remarks in response to news that a man suspected of being a serial killer who killed 4 Indigenous women was arrested. Well, that's good. Arrest people if they're guilty of crimes. But he goes on to say ongoing genocide. If Jagmeet Singh really believes this, then he's even more ignorant and hypocritical than many believe. To start with, Statistic Canada notes that Indigenous population is the fastest growing demographic group in the country. The Indigenous population grew by 9.4% from 2016 to 2021, almost twice the pace of growth of the non-Indigenous population over the same period. Population projections for First Nations peoples, Métis and Inuit, suggest that the Indigenous population could reach between 2.5 million and 3.2 million over the next 20 years. That sounds great. While the Indigenous population continues to grow more quickly than the non-Indigenous population, the difference in growth between the two groups, 9.4% versus 5.3%, was as large as it was during the previous iterations of the census. For example, the Indigenous populations grew over 4 times the pace of the non-Indigenous populations of 2011 to 2016. Now, I would add to this, if he's concerned about Indigenous peoples, why do they have poor quality drinking water while he's helping fund all these other projects and not helping them with that? I mean, it's just platitudes at this point when he's talking about these people and the plights of people out there in their lives and what it is that they're going through. So I would definitely say, hey, why not? Let's support those Indigenous people in Canada by giving them some real tangible things, like helping them with water purification in their regions, in their areas where they're living. And this is absolutely the way forward for sure. But hey, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this whole situation with Jimmy McJuggernuggets, Jagmeet Singh, and the idea that Big Grocery is to blame? What else is he blaming? The holiday season. By the way, if let me know in the comments if you saw that there was too much money being spent, or a big surcharge, 40% he's saying, surcharge on shipping your items. Is anybody shipping Canada Post anyway? We have a lot of couriers that'll ship things for much cheaper if there are surpluses happening. If the government was actually imposing a 40% surplus on shipping, that would cost them business entirely. It would be more expensive to operate and people would just go elsewhere. But hey, I'm just a free market guy. I'm just a market economy type individual, and I make these judgments based on how people actually behave in the marketplace. But hey, Who am I? Who am I? Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of Jagmeet Singh being laughed out of his talking points on the floor of the House of Commons. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.